Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hasan Shah, and today we are going to be talking about the merit of akhlaq, a little bit talking about including our nafs topic that we talked about last week, and also we'll be talking about the shahadat of Bibi Fatima salamullah alayha a little bit as well also. So I'll start off by introducing my guests.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ali. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Zaki.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hussein.
Thank you for the introduction. Like we do on every show, someone reads the surah and someone reads the translation. Mohsin, you're reading the surah. Misbah, you're reading the surah like always, and Mohsin, you'll be reading the translation as well. So can we start them off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد صدق الله العلي العظيم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the path of Abu Lahab will perish and he will perish. His wealth and gains will not exempt him. He'll be plunged in flaming fire, and his wife, the wood carrier, will have upon her neck a haunter of palm fibre.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you for that. And whenever you're reading a surah, you should read the translation as well also, so you know the history behind it and how you can implement it into your life also. So today we're talking about the merits of akhlaq, and also on Ali and Zaki's part today, what will you be talking about a little bit, Zaki?
Fatima.
Yeah, because we're talking about you two are talking about a little bit of a shahadat as well also. Yeah. So you're commemorating with what? So you've got a noha, haven't you?
Yes, and we also got a sheet to tell you a little bit about of the history.
Yeah, yes. So that's why. So we'll get, before we get into our topic, merits of akhlaq, we'll talk about, which includes a little bit of what we was talking about nafs last week. So I hope you remember a little bit about that. And as always, we have a quiz at the end of the show. So can we start, please, with the salawat in honor of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. And a second in honor of our holy first Imam, Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. And third one, we've allowed his voices in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. And Misbah, she's got the first thing, so can we have again another loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
In Islam, there is a lot of emphasis placed on moral conduct, i.e. akhlaq. Why? Well, because when Allah created the human being, He created it in two parts. One part was like an empty car shell used to hold something, known as the body. The other part was like the engine, known as the soul. Just as our body needs looking after to remain healthy, so does our soul. The way to look after this soul is to listen, to think, to respect, to help. When we help someone, we feel happy, but it's not the body that feels happy. It is not the arms or the legs or the head that feels happy. It's something else. That something else is our nafs. The akhlaq of Islam is food for the soul, and if we feed it regularly, it will remain healthy. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. So in there, Misbah was talking about what we talked about last week, didn't she? Yeah. About the nafs. So what was she talking about, Ali?
The soul is kind of like the engine, and the body is quite empty, and
yeah, it's like an empty car shell, isn't it? And Zaki?
it's like the main body is the shell, and then the nerves, also known as the soul, is what fills it up. And when you feel happiness, none of your body parts feel happy. It's your nerves that feel happy.
Yeah, that's right, Zaki. So your nafs is the one that feel happy, not your arms, legs, and stuff like that. It's the nafs that actually feel happy, Misbah.
And in Islam, there is a lot of emphasis on more conduct, which is a clock.
Yeah, Zaki.
Our body is like those chocolates that is filled with something. First we got the shell and we got the nerves inside.
Yeah, that's totally right. Thank you, Zaki. So then, what is the food for this, as Misbah said, Zaki?
The food was good deeds, and also the junk food is bad deeds.
Yeah, the bad food. And the akhlaq of Islam is the food, the good deeds of Islam is the food for the soul. So thank you, Misbah. Mohsin, you've got the next thing. So can we start, Mohsin, off with the loud salawat?
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
This brings another question. Other religions also preach respect, so why don't we follow them? All religions which were sent by Allah were brought with their own codes of conduct. Each religion expanded and added until, with the evidence of Islam and all the rules had been perfected. The other religions have been altered by man in one way or another, and only Islam remains as pure as the night it was revealed. This means that by the following akhlaq of Muslim, you are feeding nafs with the best food.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Mohsin. So there, Mohsin is saying, there's other religions as well, isn't there? And don't they teach to be good and do all these good stuff, Zaki?
Yeah, and he was saying we all have a religion, so we should respect it and not be racist about other religions.
Yeah, that's one good point.
And some religions are kind of like the same, so...
Yeah, there's some religions, and there's other religions as well also, that what they teach to have good manners, stuff like that. And then Mohsin was asking that question, so why don't we follow them? Hussein?
While every religion would preach about saying how you have to have good manners, good akhlaq, but we don't follow them because there's, in every religion, there's always something different. Like our religion is similar to like Christians, because we both believe there's only one God, and we both believe about we believe Prophet Isa and they believe as Jesus. So there's similarities, but there's always differences. Like Christians, they believe that Jesus is the Son of God, whereas we believe he's a prophet.
Yeah, so that's a little bit going off, but most religions teach that you should have good manners and all that. But then Mohsin asked the question, so why don't we follow these other religions as well? So Allah, He sent down other religions as well, other books and other prophets, didn't He? Yeah, and in Islam, when Prophet Muhammad came and was revealed all these verses of the Quran, straight away was alcohol banned. Was alcohol banned straight away?
No.
That you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Was it straight away banned, Zaki?
No, but still now people do drink alcohol.
Yeah. So we're going back to the point. So was alcohol straight away banned? No, it wasn't. It wasn't banned straight away. Let me talk a little bit, then we can share your opinions on it. So alcohol wasn't straight away banned. And then slowly they took steps saying, okay, now you can't take alcohol to a mosque and do prayer while you're drunk. And then they went to a point that no alcohol is allowed at all, you're not allowed to drink. So they took it by steps, didn't they? So this is the same thing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what He's doing with the religions that He sent down also. There's some religions that sent down some books, some prophets, other prophets like Prophet Nuh, Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Musa, Prophet Isa. All these other prophets came down with rules, and slowly making a stepping stone for what? Islam, wasn't they? Yeah. And then like Mohsin said as well, they were changed as well, some of those religions as well also. But what was Islam not? Misbah?
Some religions would expand.
Yeah, and they were changed by men, wasn't they? They were changed by man. And then, was Islam changed though?
No, it stayed the same.
Yeah, it stayed the same. It stayed the same from the night it was revealed in Ramadan. So you know when the Quran was revealed?
Yes.
Laylatul Qadr, the night of Qadr. Yeah, the night of power. So it stayed the same from that night. And it will always stay the same, because the Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He said that He'll keep the Quran safe. And who will keep the Quran safe? Zaki?
The prophets and Allah most importantly.
Yeah, Allah most importantly. And who's who's in our time?
We got Imam Mahdi.
Yeah, Imam Mahdi. He is the one that is gonna protect the Quran, isn't he? And so no changes happens to it. So now we know. So why other religions also they teach good manners, but the Quran has not been changed. Islam has not been changed, and then Islam is right. And so the rules of Islam, the akhlaq of Islam is right than other ones. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Zaki?
For all religions, all of them have one thing in common. They all have to do good deeds,
Yeah.
but not bad deeds.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's a line of the prophets that actually said to do good deeds, and that also spread, didn't it? Yeah. So thank you, Zaki. Okay, Mohsin, you've got the next thing. So can we start Mohsin off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjuh.
Prophet Muhammad has said, I have been sent to complete the nobility of character. In completing the nobility of character, we have to exercise self-control. So if you engage in haram, you are lowering the standard of your nafs. While if you refrain from haram, and you are strengthening the faith of your nafs. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjuh. Thank you, Mohsin. So Mohsin was saying there, we'll just speed up a little bit because Mohsin didn't say a lot there. So Mohsin said in there that so what was the first thing, Misbah?
That the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, I have been sent down to complete the nobility of...
Yeah, so the Prophet said that he's been sent down to what, Misbah?
To complete the nobility of...
To complete the nobility of character. So what does that mean? Zaki?
It meant not to do bad deeds and to stay pure.
Yeah, to stay pure. Ali?
Is it like being healthy and keeping it healthy? Like
Yeah, keeping the nafs healthy. Yeah, and the nobility of character meaning keeping what? Good akhlaq. Like we're talking about today. So thank you, Mohsin. So Hussein, you've got the next thing. So can we start Hussein off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjuh.
The problem with the world today is that the body is being looked after very well, but the soul is being totally neglected. This leads to the disease of the soul, which we often do not realize, causes intensive and long-term damage. There are some various aspects of akhlaq. The first one will be azraf, known as extravagancy in English. It may sound like extravagancy has nothing to do with akhlaq, but those that are extravagant are morally obligated to explain their behavior, since whatever they are wasting could be used by someone else in need. Extravagance also leads to show off and arrogance. So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farj. So thank you for that, Hussein. So Hussein was talking about there. Zaki, do you want to say?
He was talking about the body was getting cared for, not gaining a lot of weight and eating healthy food, but the nafs known as the soul was getting neglected.
Yeah, it was getting neglected.
Because he was saying we were feeding the nafs bad deeds. That means for the nafs junk food, and we weren't feeding it healthy food known as good deeds.
Yeah, that's right. So now our bodies are being looked after. Right? We go to the doctors. We can get medicine for some diseases, stuff like that. So the soul, some people don't care about, people don't understand that we should also care about our soul as well, and we should be feeding it good deeds so it gets healthier, and not be feeding it bad deeds. So Hussein was there talking about what was that word you're saying?
Extravagance.
Yeah, extravagance. So he's talking about waste, like things that are being wasted, stuff like that, and you'll understand more in today's show. So Misbah, you've got the next thing, so can we start Misbah with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Extravagance means to use too much of something when it is not necessary. It means wastage. The Arabic word for this is pronounced as asraf. Allah explains to us in the Holy Quran, Surah 5, Ayat 90, O you who believe, make not unlawful the good things which God has made lawful for you, but commit not access, for God does not love those given to access. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. So Misbah, they're talking about what was the Arabic word? What was that Arabic word, Zaki?
Was it can't remember.
Alright, Misbah, do you know that? Asraf. So asraf was that word in Arabic that means like wastage and stuff like that, and like we talked about, what was that word? Extravagance. So we'll talk more about this. So we've run out of time for this half of the show. We'll talk more about this in the second half of the show. So until then, good hafiz.
Good office.